Hi everyone, this is Eldad Amara and this is my channel Eyes Wide Shut. Have you ever heard of that song by Sting from the Police, from the group The Police? Every step you take, every move you make, every step you take, I'll be watching you. Something like that. Oh, can't you see, you belong to me, my poor heart aches. Every step you take. Guess what? In the UK, they've employed drones to go around. They've employed drones to fly around watching people. They say it's because it's going to help with things such as crime. It will help to reduce crime. It will help to reduce things such as the boat people that's coming over. It'll be able to help people who are lost. Say people who might have lost themselves in the moors or maybe in the mountains and stuff like that, yeah? You better use these drones to be able to help people. Now, this will be the official narrative that I'll be using. But is there something a bit more deeper, a bit more insidious than just use? But in 2020, believe it or not, they had drones even back then, right? They had drones back then watching people. But now they start to bring out more and more drones. I've been somewhere recently on 2 occasions, right? I've seen drones flying around and they've flown towards me. I'm just turning my back to them because why are you watching me, right? You're coming to my personal space. And you know what? If these drones had got any closer, I'd have punched it out of the air. Trust what I'm telling you, I'd have punched it out of the air. Because why are people using these drones going around watching people, surveilling people? The police are using them. You've got local authority using them. You've got now social security agencies using them, like the DWP, right? All of these people are using them. Not only that, they'll be starting to get citizens to watch each other and pay them as well to fly around these drones and be surveilling other people. Trust what I'm telling you. Watch that will come out between the end of this year to next year. They'll be paying people to fly drones, right, and to spy on people. You could be in your own personal private property, and it don't matter. You could be in your garden sunbathing, and they'll be using drones flying around watching you. You could be in your front garden doing something. Why are the council? Why is the government paying people to spy on other people, basically, to surveil other people? In 2020, when this thing came up, the BAP trusts, they had them even back then, but now they're increasing in numbers. A lot of councils are starting to use them. And as I say, they'll just use the excuse that we're using these things because of crime, to help to cut down on crime, to help to cut down on drunken people walking around assaulting other people, to stop people who's on cash points and money stolen from them. But I think there's something much more clandestine and more insidious to this. And I think it's got something to do with the digital ID. Because you see, Keir Starmer wants to bring out this digital ID. How are you going to surveil so many people? How are you going to surveil crowds of people as well that are protesting? Now, if they've got these drones, they can film various different people at the same time and send that data back to certain authorities. And next thing, you got someone knocking on your door. That's why I think they're going to bring out these. That's why I think drones is going to play a big part in the future. They say you can use drones to drop medicine to people's doors, like they do in the outbacks in Australia. It'll be there to surveil people, to protect people against crime. If you haven't been taking the shot, if you haven't taken a shot and you haven't got digital ID on you, and these drones fly around and find out that you haven't been taking a shot or have digital ID, then you're going to have authorities come around your house and knocking on your door. Trust what I'm telling you. We're living in a more and more and more dystopic society, more dystopic state. And there's people still not waking up. People are so busy looking into their phones all the time, and they're not paying attention to what's really going on around them, going on in their environment. You know, today, when I was driving, this Asian woman just about went and stepped out onto the curb, wasn't even looking, right? She just turned around and stepped on the curb, and lucky, right? I was the person who's been vigilant, not herself, right? And then she kind of looked at me and put her hand up, like to say sorry. You know what? She was more interested in what was going on her phone. And I see so many people doing this. I see so many people doing this. And they're not looking around, not observing what's going on in their own surroundings. It's just madness, man. Now, you check this as well. This guy that I knew from many years ago. And I hadn't seen him around for a little while. It's about 25 years ago. I said, like, I haven't seen you about. Like, what's going on? He said, well, basically, I've been in the big house, innit? I said, the big house. He said, yeah, the big house, which is basically prison. Yeah, for those of you who's never heard the term the big house. He said it isn't a big house for 5 years. I said, why is that then, man? He said, like, me and another guy was planning a burglary. I said, oh yeah. And he said, yeah, we was planning this burglary and we're still underneath a lamppost. Yeah, for about 2 nights planning this burglary. And he said, like, you never guess what? I said, no, tell me. He said, like, the night when we planned to do this burglary and we was just about going to this shop, police gripped them. Yeah, police gripped them up. And you know what? They both ended up doing 5 years. They were banged to rights. There was video footage, right? A camera and a microphone underneath a lamppost where they were standing. A microphone, right? And a video camera filming them. Trust what I'm telling you, all around the UK in various different places, right? Especially with these new lights that they got now. They've got devices in there that's watching people. And not only watching people, but recording your conversation. Trust what I'm telling you. You think that you're going into a supermarket and you see these CCTV cameras, and outside you've got like these APNRC or something like that, APNC cameras, yeah? People know what I'm talking about anyway, those are awake. You've got these APNCR cameras, something like that. And they're recording every single thing that you're doing and recording your conversation, watching your biometrics, the way you walk, looking at your iris. That's the dark part of your eyes. Watching the way that you walk, watching your gait and everything. Yeah, when I say gait, it means that the way that you walk, because everyone walks slightly differently. Some people might walk with a limp, right? But these things are watching every single thing that you're doing. Now they got them in lampposts as well and recording devices. And I'll tell you another thing as well. They got them even in some TV sets. So you see all the smart technology people are getting into? You're being surveilled. You're surveilling yourself. Do you know that in America after the Second World War, right, the government had over 50,000 computers underground. And any words that you use, any keywords, right? If you was on the telephone, you use any certain keywords, Al-Qaeda, terrorism, blah, blah, blah. it trigger off the computers underground and start recording a conversation. That is after Second World War, right? The National Security Agency were using computers underground, recording people's conversations. You don't believe me? Go check it out for yourself. That was over 60 years ago now. So you imagine the technology that they got out there now. When you go onto a computer and you start typing, they're watching every keystroke. They're watching every single stroke that you make on the keyboard, every sentence, every note, yeah, on your keyboard. Now, check this out. For those of you who've never thought of this before, you can now use your fingerprints on a computer or even on your own phone. Yeah, if some of you got those smartphones, you can put your fingerprint on the phone by touching the screen. You can have an eye scan, okay? A biometric eye scan as a form of identification, identifying yourself. Now, tell me this. If the computer can do that sort of thing, there must be a device on the other side of the camera. So when you put your finger onto the computer screen, right, there must be a device on the other side of the camera fingerprinting and recording your fingerprint. The same with your eye as well. There must be something on the other side of the screen, looking outwards at you as they're taking a picture of your eye or a fingerprint. Have you ever thought about that? It's like a two-way mirror. Like those people who have ever had to go into a line out in a police station. Sometimes you got people and they'll be behind a big glass mirror, right? The witnesses will be behind a big glass mirror and there'll be a number of people standing. There'll be a number of people standing and you have to try and pick out a person that you think might have committed a certain crime. Yeah? They can't see you, but you can see them. You can see them, but they can't see you. So you got this line out going on with about 10 to 12 people standing there, showing their faces. But they can't see you, but you can see them. So you told me they haven't got that technology working beyond these smartphones. If they're taking your fingerprint, if they're taking your eye scan, and that's been photographed, that means that there is some device behind the screen watching you. Yes, that's what I just said. There's some device behind that screen there watching you. Check out what I'm telling you. The stuff they got out there now, it's just mind-blowing. It's totally mind-blowing. Anyway, going back to these drones. Trust what I'm telling you. These drones will be carrying all kinds of devices on them soon. Not only just being able to record information and record your voice, but there'll be other things on them. Go look at some of these drones they got in China and see what they're doing there. Look at the drones they got right now in Russia. Yeah? In the Ukrainian and Russian war. Go check out some of them drones, what they're doing. Go check out Israel and Palestine. Go check out what the drones are doing over there. All right? They got some high-tech stuff, man. Some high-tech stuff. As from 2026 moving on, you're going to be under so much pressure is a joke, right? So much pressure. They'll be coming at you from so many different angles. You want to refuse digital ID? They've got some plans for you, man. They've got some plans for you. You want to refuse that stuff? They've got some plans for you. Trust what I'm telling you. You don't want to have the back? They got some plans for you. This ain't no joke thing. For those people who's got smartwatches, well, every single thing that you're doing, they know just about every single aspect of your life. You're walking around with these smartwatches. They know your body temperature. They know how far you've walked. They know your heartbeat, your heart rate. They know who you've been speaking to on your phone, because some of these smartwatches have got phones on them. They know just about every single thing. And now, if that wasn't bad enough, they're trying to record our dreams. That's how bad it's getting now. They want to get inside of us and record our dreams. You will have no space. You have no privacy anymore. Privacy will be a thing of the past. All these smart devices that you got, they're all hooked up to one another. So your smart fridges, with your smart watch, with your smartphone, with your smart meters, with your smart car, with your smart curtains, yeah? The Internet of Things. That's what they call it, the Internet of Things. The more devices you use, the more easier you are to track. Anyway, this is Eldad Amara. Over and out with this video. I've got another video I'm going to be dropping on this subject very soon. Thank you.